it's time for Have Hangs.
What's the time for?
Have Hangs, it's time for Have Hangs.
I said.
Whatever you do and do this instead.
Okay.
Come along and hang with Heb.
Hang with Heb. Hang with Heb. Hey, hey, hang with Heb. Hang with Heb. Hang with Heb. Hey, 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 hang with Heb. Hang with Heb. I got my salted caramel, cinnamon powder, oat milk cold brew. It's honestly, I don't like the salted caramel. It's too sweet and it's giving me a headache. Also, probably the coffee on an empty stomach is giving me a headache at 2 p.m. because I haven't eaten anything. Well, I had a bowl of yogurt, actually, with some fruit. But the past 24 hours, I've eaten nothing but... Well, let's just go through what I've eaten in the past 24 hours. A corn dog, 3 or 4 fried Oreos, 1 deep fried Twinkie, 1 bacon wrapped hot dog, and a coffee. There was not a vegetable in sight yesterday. That was nothing but my stomach was just fried. Just fried. It was just oil. But it's okay. Sometimes you can just do that. Try not to beat myself up about it. I know I've talked about like my weight and stuff on here before, but I was just thinking yesterday, like, I feel like I'm finding a good balance between exercise and loving my body how it is and also enjoying seeing changes and eating relatively healthy, but then also allowing myself fucking deep fried Oreos when I'm at the fair. But I'm just so sad about none of my pants fitting anymore. I'm just so sad about it. And I keep talking about it and I keep talking to people about it. I met this girl at a bar last night and somehow that came up and I was just like talking about how sad I am my pants don't fit. And it's not like, oh, I wish I was skinny again for those pants. It's just like, fuck, I just wish they fit because I spent years building up this collection. Years. Like literally for the past like 6 years, I've been like, I need to expand my pants collection. And slowly, because they're expensive, slowly I've been building up. I had dark green jeans, leopard print pants, black jeans. I have some pink pants. I had some green and white checkered pants, red corduroy that I just got. I have like cargo camo pants that I wore all the time. Can't wear any of them. I literally am rotating. No, my shorts, it's about to be summer. My shorts from Big Bud Press that I spent like $100 each on because they're so expensive don't fit. It's just annoying that, like, what do I do? Because I don't have the money to just like replace everything. I can slowly build it back up. I've been trying to get stuff from thrift stores. I got these really cute jeans from a thrift store up the street the other day, but they were like 1 or 2 sizes too small, which was a bummer. So I got to return those. But I'm slowly trying to add stuff up to my collection from thrift stores. Oof. But it's hard. I'm not even really sure what size I am anymore. I just want my clothes to fit. That's all. I just want to feel comfortable in my clothing. But yeah, I went out last night. I wasn't... So, okay, so my marketing job, I did some work at the fair yesterday at the LA County. I don't understand why it does that. Hello. Little bitch. I did some work at the LA County Fair yesterday. My marketing job, we basically just had to sit at a table and like pass out free stickers and flyers and stuff like that. But that means I got free admission to the fair. So I went around after my shift was done and saw some animals, saw some little piggies and little lambs and little goats. Oh, the little goats. The little goats were so cute. The little kids. Because that's what they're called, little kids. They were awesome. It was so cute. I saw some cows and baby cows. Ugh, I feel like I'm teetering on being veg again, but not fully there yet, but I'm teetering. I don't know. Cause it's so fucked up, bro. It is so fucked up what we do to animals. Even dairy and stuff. Like, it's not just meat. Dairy is awful. We're artificially inseminating these cows and then taking away their young, and then the boys get killed. The girls get raised to then be impregnated as soon as they can. And then we take the milk so the calf can't get it. And then I don't know what they give to the calf. Probably some bullshit like cow formula. Anyway, how did I get on this? Right. I was at the fair. I was about to say the zoo. I was at the fair. And oh yeah, that's where I had okay, I went up to get some deep fried Oreos because I fucking love them. I went up to get an order. It was $10 for an order of 5, which honestly, fair prices, fair food. 5 Oreos for $10. That was actually pretty good, which I know sounds crazy, but that's like because they're big too. They're like this big. For anybody listening to this and not watching, I would say they're at least the size of bigger than a golf ball. More like a not quite as big as like a pool table ball, like a billiards ball, but just between a golf ball and a billiards ball. Okay, it really matters the size. You really got to understand the size here. Okay, you really got to understand the size. That's why I'm being so specific. Anyway. And the girl and I had like a cute little kiki at first. I walked up and I was like, oh my God, your makeup is so cute. You're so pretty. And she's like, oh my God, thanks. And then I was like, yeah, can I just get some deep fried Oreos, please? And she's like, yeah, sure. And as I was putting my phone down to pay, I saw that it said $20, not 10. And I was like, oh no, but it went through. And I was like, oh, why was that $20? And she's like, well, like tax and stuff. And I was like, tax? She's like, yeah, well, it's always just going to be like more than. And I was like, but why is it 20? She's like, well, like the extra fees and stuff. And I was like, it doesn't, but it says 10 up here. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, why does it say $10? And we did this for like a minute. And I was like, but why does the menu say $10 and I just got charged 20? That's crazy. And she was like, oh, because you ordered 2. And I was like, no, I didn't. So our cute little Kiki was dead. Gus's BBQ. Gus's BBQ. Sorry, Zaid. Oops. Have I said his name? Yeah, I'm sure I have. My boyfriend just texted me because he's going to get food for us. Oh, but she was like, because you ordered 2. And I was like, no, I didn't. And she's like, oh, okay, well, we'll give you like the 2, because I don't think I can do a refund. We'll give you the 2 deep fried Oreos. And then if you want like a third thing, I'll just give you that for free. And I was already eyeing the deep fried Twinkie, but that was $8 for one Twinkie. And I was like, that's actually crazy. Like the Oreos feels like a better deal. I'm not, because I wanted the Twinkie and the Oreos, but I was like, I'm not about to spend $18 here. Although I did spend $20 on, I can't remember what it's called. It's the elotes, but it's elotes in the chip bag. Like tostillas, elotes tostillas or something like that. It was really tasty, but $20 fucking for that was outrageous. It was outrageous. But so I already spent this money, and then I got an $8 corn dog. Luckily my admission in the parking was free. But then anyway, so I was like, I'm not about to get a Twinkie and Oreos, and plus I'm not going to be that indulgent, please. And then she's like, we'll give you something for free. And I was like, give me that Twinkie, bitch. Give me that deep fried Twinkie. So I brought it all back to my coworkers and I was like, here, dig in, pig bitches. That's not what I said or what I meant, and I don't know why I just said that. I wasn't calling them pigs. I meant like, dig in, you greedy little piglets. Like all of us. That's bad. See, sometimes this podcast does need editing, but whatever. I'm just a human. I'm but a woman. I am but a person. Yeah, but so then we all shared the deep fried Oreos. But I was walking through the fair. That's my point. I was walking through the fair with 10 deep fried Oreos in a deep fried Twinkie, just so much fried shit in my hands. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so much. But it was good. And I was pleased, although they could have used more like chocolate sauce and strawberry sauce and all that. They were like a little bit dry, but they were yummy. And then I got one of my coworkers to try the deep fried Twinkie. She had never tried one before. And she took a bite and she just goes, what the fuck? And I was like, I know, it's really good. I wasn't even a Twinkie head before. And then I had a deep fried Twinkie years ago. And that turned me into a Twinkie head, especially a deep fried Twinkie head. Also, have you ever frozen a Twinkie? That shit is gas. That shit is gas. The shit is gay. Yes. She can do one run. Do you know that video where it's that guy singing the Golden Girls theme song? And I get it. No, 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 no. The biggest, yes, that you were being afraid. Wait, I've done this so many times on this podcast. It's the only run that I try to do. Anyway, that reminds me, I want to do an improv class. I have a credit at UCB for another improv class, and I was like, do I do a musical improv class? Because that's what I originally signed up for, but I have nodes, and I was like, but it's not really good to sing, but I feel like they've been getting better. Not after last night, after going out, which I still want to tell you about. But they've been getting better, and I think I want to do it. But I was like, do I just do a normal improv class? But no, maybe I'll do a musical improv class. Because I've been looking at the schedule in the normal improv class. Nothing has been like jumping out at me. Because usually I see one and I'm like, geez Louise. Usually I see one and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Tuesdays from 6 to 9. Great. That makes sense with my schedule. I'm on it. I'm excited about it. But I haven't felt that way. So I don't know if just like the timing isn't right. Because it kind of feels like I'm settling in a little bit more to a schedule. Not like a super rigid schedule, but I have my Monday morning co-working groups. I've been exercising like around 3 times a week in the mornings. That's only through June though, because I'm trading the gym membership in exchange for content, and that contract is going through June. And then after that, I don't have a gym membership. So we'll see what happens after that. I need to find somewhere else, I think. But it has to be someplace with classes. But it has to be. There we go. I don't know why this thing is so sensitive. Like if I just nudge it, it does that weird audio thing, and I'm so sorry for that. But I have to go somewhere with classes. Otherwise, I won't go. I gotta go. But yeah, I'm like settling into a bit more routine, and I'm like, is it time yet to like add something so solid, like for 3 months, every Tuesday or every Sunday or whatever is going to be dedicated to this thing? And I'm like, I don't know if I feel like I'm ready to commit to that yet. Like, especially with summer coming up. I don't know. We'll see though. Cause then also like after work, I got to come home and take out Rocky. So I can't go straight from work. If it starts at like 6 or something, I got to come home, take him out, and then go back out. And that's like so much driving. So I don't know. But yeah, I do want to take another improv class. It's time, especially because that one hasn't had me back, you know? I'm like, damn. Guess it's time to improve. I did some stand-up, though, the Netflix is a joke thing that I was talking about last episode, or 2 episodes ago, something like that. Yeah, but okay, anyway, so I went out last night. I was really proud of my makeup. I've been experimenting with makeup more recently because I got this palette for the Ren Fair with all these different colors. It's not quite the rainbow, but it's got lots of sparkles, purples, greens, blues. There's some pinks in there. There's some yellow. Yeah, there's maybe some orange. I think it just maybe doesn't have red, but I have other red stuff. But anyway, lots of good colors in this. And it's that one brand. I think they're like African and the packaging is all bright and colorful. But my boyfriend is Nigerian and he was reading the names of all the eyeshadows and he was saying that they were all like Nigerian ass names. So that's pretty cool. I'm assuming the creators are Nigerian or one of them is Nigerian because he didn't recognize all the words. So maybe not all of them were. But anyway, so I love this eyeshadow palette and I've been having a lot of fun with it. And last night I was wearing a green strapless top and not me calling it a top instead of a shirt, a green strapless top, but it was a top. Since you're filming, should I eat there and order yours to go and bring back? Sure. Yeah, it was a green strapless top and then I had on jeans and then white boots, like heeled boots. And then I should have brought a jacket, but I didn't have the foresight because I hate carrying shit. I hate having stuff in my hands. I hate, especially if I don't have any use for it. It's like, oh, now I'm just carrying this thing. Oh, I hate it. I hate having things in my hands. So I end up just being cold a lot because I don't think to bring a jacket. Because I'm like, even if a jacket would go or like it's cold right now, what if we end up inside somewhere and it's warm and it's like, don't do that to me. But we ended up outside, so I was a little bit chilly willy in my strapless shirt. But then I borrowed my boyfriend's jacket and it looked cute with my outfit. And then it made me want to get a leather jacket. Well, I've already wanted a leather jacket for a long time, but a nice one is, I'm trying to find the right one. And it's either super expensive or it's inexpensive, but it's just not right. Because it's got to be the right silhouette. I only wear gold, so I don't really want silver hardware. And most of them have silver hardware. Or they're the wrong size, whatever. I just haven't found the right one yet. And the way my bank account is set up, you know. Wow. Right. But so, cute outfit, whatever. Then, so for my eyes, I decided to go green, and I did like a sparkly green thing, and then with a little bit of purple and gold in the corners. So I really liked it, and I've just been experimenting, and it's been really fun. Because I always thought the eyeshadow just like looked like too much on me. I just thought it looked kind of insane, but I think maybe I just wasn't wearing the right colors. And in the past, I've been way more into lipstick. Like I really liked a bold, dark lip, and doing both of those is just like usually a bit too much. So if I was doing the lips, then I wouldn't want to do a ton on my eyes. But now recently I've kind of just been doing like a lip liner and a lip gloss and calling it there, or doing like a pretty natural shade if I do lipstick. So then I can afford to do more with my eyes. So that's fun, but I really liked it. I thought it looked really good and sparkly, and I loved the sparkles. And then, so my boyfriend's friend was having a hot dog tour birthday. They had 6 places listed out. We made it to 4. Well, I met them basically at the 4th place, at the end of the 3rd place going into the 4th place. So I only went to 1. But, and yeah, they were just like touring hot dog places, like a bar crawl, but for hot dogs and drinks. And so I joined at the last spot. There's this spot in Silver Lake that's like lots of picnic tables outside. And I haven't really been sure how I feel about that place, about that bar, but I think I like it. It's called 4100. I think I like it. But I think a lot of times it's just crowded, and like I don't like not having a place to, I don't like when it's too crowded, but it was good last night. But all this to say, I wasn't planning on going out because I was working at the fair and I was tired and I came home. Oh, but then I set up my roller skates because I got home and I was just feeling like sleepy, but didn't want to go to sleep. And I was like, maybe I'll just stay in. I don't really have the energy to like do my makeup and take a shower and get out, whatever. But I feel like being creative or like fixing something or doing something. So I set up my roller skates because I've been needing to like switch the wheels around from one pair of skates to the other and like just do some shit that I've been putting off so I can actually skate. And because I want to get back into that. And It's like all my mental energy just went into the last like minute straight of yapping, and then my brain just went blank, and I was like, what are we talking about? What is going on? What the fuck? Oh yeah. So I set up my skates, and I was still like, no, I'm so tired, I don't want to go out, but I was like, I kind of want to try on my skates and see. So I put them on, and I have like a courtyard in my apartment complex. So I just went around the courtyard for like maybe 10 minutes just to get used to them, because they're a newer pair of skates, and like the setup is different. The wheels are wider, and they just feel very different. So I still need to get used to them. So I was like, okay, let me just get some time on my skates. So I went around in circles for like 10 minutes, and I haven't been on them really. I've skated like 3 times in the past 3 years. Like I have not been skating. So I just need some skate time. I just need them on my feet. I need to get used to them again. I need to get that like muscle memory back. But then after I went around for 10 minutes, I came back upstairs and I had so much more energy. And I was like, cool, let's fucking go. So took a shower. I streamed on Twitch, getting ready. Follow me on Twitch. Also like and subscribe. And I came back upstairs. I had so much more energy and was like, okay, cool, I'll go. And then I had a friend who was also maybe going to meet me there. And I was like, cool, this is all working out so well. And friend ended up not coming out. But then I was already like, the momentum was already going. So I just kept going. Showered, did my makeup, streamed it on Twitch. And something about last night, the energy was just high. I think maybe because I just kept trusting myself and following my intuition the whole night. Like I came home, I was tired. I was like, I don't feel like going out. I feel like doing something else. Let me work on my skates. It felt good to work on my skates. I didn't have the TV on or any music playing or anything. I just worked on my skates for like 20 minutes, and that was nice. And then I went around for like 10 minutes on my skates. That was cool too. Didn't have my phone. It was just a mindful activity, a little bit of exercise. I was just following what felt good, and then it felt good to go out. And then I didn't get sloshed. I had one drink. I had a margarita, and then my friend lured me out also with weed. She was like, I have a joint. I was like, I'll see you at the bar. But and I got there, and I was like, that's not the only reason I came, but I will be honest, it did help a lot. But yeah, just vibes were just super high. I felt like really locked in socially, and multiple times people told me that I asked a good question. Like we were having conversations and they were like, that's a really good question. And I was like, hell yeah. I just felt like the vibrations were just like, I was just bouncing off of people, and it was just making sense, and I was making connections, and I was making friends, and like just meeting cool people. And like my boyfriend always talks about how when you're talking to someone new, you just need to find the thing that they're excited about, and then you're locked in. And I believe that to an extent. It's like, yeah, like I also want to be excited about it, but their passion brings that excitement out. But even last night I was getting to know someone who I think I've met before, but I didn't really remember. But then he was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, so we've met. Because you know my name, but I couldn't remember his name. But anyway, played that off pretty well by not saying anything at all. That's how I played it off. And oh yeah, but like we were talking a little bit about bouldering and rock climbing and stuff, because I just went for the first time in forever with a friend a couple weeks ago. And then so we were talking about that. And then he was like, so what do you like to do outside of bouldering? And I was like, well, I've been once in the past 5 years. So, you know, lots of things. And then I asked him, and he's like, well, I'm a gamer. And I was like, great. Fucking awesome. What type of games? What game are you playing right now? What's your favorite game? What consoles? Like, you can just lean into that. And that's not just like a trick. Like, I was genuinely interested. But it just felt like I was just kind of trusting that I would find that thing with everyone. And then there were 2 people there who just got married, and we're not super close. So I wasn't at the wedding. So I was just asking them about their wedding. But before I asked them about their wedding, I was like, can I ask you guys questions about your wedding, or are you done talking about it? And before they answered, they were like, can we just say Thank you for asking that. No one has asked us that. And I was like, sure thing, no problem. I just felt fucking locked in. I met this really cool girl who does social media marketing for bands, and she goes on tour and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, if I could afford an assistant, I would love it. And I was like, me? So then I found her on Instagram, and I'm going to DM her and be like, yo, I was serious. If you ever need help or whatever, let me know. But yeah, it just, vibes were just high. And then the birthday girl seemed like she was having a good time. She turned 29. So her next year, she's like, I'm about to be annoying next year. And I was like, as you should be. Speaking of, it's almost my 30th in like 3 weeks. I turned 30 in 3 weeks. And I feel excited. Oh my God, my stomach is so fucked up right now. Just coffee on an empty fried food stomach. God. Why does my hair look like that? Oh yeah, also I met these girls. They were young. They were in college. And the girl I was talking to was 21. But some, like, Zayd is younger than me, so his friends are also younger than me. So I was like, oh, it's not. Because at first I was like, oh, is it weird that I'm like talking to a 21-year-old? Or like that his friend is kind of like trying to chat up these girls, but his friend is like 25. So I was like, that's actually normal and fine. But this one girl I was talking to, she was so funny. The way she talked was so funny. It was like, she's like, yeah, I'm here from college, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know why I'm here. Like, we just came out tonight. Yeah, but we're gonna go to like maybe like 3 bars. We've already been to like 8 bars tonight. Yeah, but like I'm not really drinking. Like I'm not even, like, no joke, I'm not even like drunk right now. Like, that's how she talked. And half the time I was like, I don't even understand what she's saying. Like, it was so funny. And at first I was like, is she just super drunk? But then I think that's just how she talks. She grew up in LA. So I'm like, maybe she just has, and she obviously grew up with money, but not like, she wasn't giving like huge Nepo baby, but definitely like well off. And really nice, really sweet. I felt like she would go places. Honestly, she was talking about how she's starting up she was like, I don't even know, I'm like doing this summer internship at this fashion agency. I don't even know what the job is really, like, but it's the first time that a manager is going to care what I do. Like, it's my first big girl job. And just something about her and being at that agency, I just felt like I understood what she was saying. She's like, I don't even know what I'm going to be doing. And I was like, fuck yeah. I feel like that's a great place to start. You're like at hopefully a cool agency, some starter position there, and you could work your way up. I don't know. She just seemed really cool. But she and her friend were like hyping me up, where I was like, are you guys angels? They were like, no, seriously, you have it. You have the X factor. Like, I have a friend who was on American Idol. Love her to death. She doesn't have it. She doesn't have it. You have it. I can just tell from talking to you for 5 minutes. You have it. You're going to go so far. I could tell you're going to be famous, on God. And I was just like, thank you so much. She was just being so kind. But anyway, she and her friend, I was like, okay, since it seems like you guys are perceiving me, may I ask you a question about myself? What do you think of my hair length? Because I feel like it's at an awkward length. I don't know if it should be, like, I've had it shaved, I've had it longer. What do you guys think of my hair? And they were like, oh, we think the length is just very unique. It's you. You have like a distinct face, distinct hair, like, keep it. But I was like, okay, because recently I've been really not liking my hair. Not really not liking it, but I definitely need a haircut. I'm gonna get braids at the end of the month for my birthday, and I'm excited about that. Those are gonna be long. As of this morning, I was like, do I do a bob or do I do long? And my sister-in-law said long, so I'm gonna do long because I'll just do whatever she says to do. But yeah, it was just nice of them, and it was nice to ask someone like, hello, strangers who I just met who are perceiving me, what do you think? But yeah, so they were cool. And then there was this girl in line for the bathroom, and we started talking. First of all, urinals are gay. Urinals are gay. I started talking about this in line at the bathroom with this girl. Urinals are gay. And here's why. They were designed by men, and they could have just put stalls in, just like in a women's bathroom. They could have just had separate little cubicles. But no, they designed it so that everything was out in the open because they wanted to see. They wanted to see a little bit. They wanted a little sneak peek. You cannot tell me that urinals aren't a little gay. They wanted a sneak peek. Like, there's no other explanation. It's crazy. I'm like, they're so closeted. They're like, men as a whole are so closeted. And then they be doing gay shit like that. Like designing a urinal so you can just take a quick little sneak peek over there. Just take a quick little sneak peek. That shit is crazy. But anyway, so I was talking about that in the bathroom line. And of course, made friends because that's what happens in a bathroom line. I was just thinking about how I wish I had my nails done. And then I was like, consistent income, there will be signs. Having my nails done all the time, there will be signs. Oh yeah, but then I started talking to this girl and I could tell immediately that she wasn't from LA. Somehow, I don't know how I could tell. It was actually weird that I could tell. And then as we were talking, she's like, yeah, I'm not from here. And I was thinking, I know that. I don't know why I know that, but I know that. And, but I was like, oh, why are you up in LA? And she was like, oh, well, I came for a concert, for like a band that you wouldn't know. Sorry. Text from Zaid. She was like, yeah, it's like a band that you wouldn't know. And I was a bit like, and whenever they fucking say that, she was like, it's like a type of music you wouldn't like. I'm like, you are 100% assuming that since I'm black, I don't know anything about hardcore or pop punk or metal. I don't know a ton, but I know more than you might assume, lady. She was like, yeah, it's like screaming. They're like screaming and like yelling. Like it's really, you wouldn't like it. And I was just sitting there like, my brother's created issues. Okay. I know who a ghost inside is. I know volumes. I know the story so far. I know neck deep. I know about motherfuckers yelling into microphones, okay? I'm not as closed off as you might think, lady. But so I just sat there and I was like, try me. I didn't say that. But yeah, she told me the band. I didn't know them. She was right. But then I asked, this is also when someone was like, oh, good question. I was like, what are some bands that I might know that they sound like? And she was like, oh, good question. You mean like more like mainstream bands? Yeah, let me think of like some more mainstream stuff. And I was like, this is so fucking funny. And I think that's part of the reason I could tell she wasn't from LA, actually. Just being like, yeah, just being like, yeah, I just like really know like the underground shit. Like there's like super underground. I'm like, I have not heard anyone say something like that in so long. Like it was just giving small town, new to the big city a little bit, which no shade, but I could just tell. But anyway, she said a couple bands, I can't remember them, but then we bonded over pop punk. I was like, are they pop punk? And she was like, no, but I really like the story so far and neck deep. And I was like, me too. And then she was like, oh, crazy. Oh, okay, you're like tapped in. Okay. I'm like, yeah, bitch, niggas listen to that shit. Niggas with sparkly green eyeshadow listen to that shit. I know I look a little normie sometimes, but I can be alt. I really want to get a Medusa piercing. But the thing is, if I want to audition for anything, that's going to really be bad. because it's very rare that they want piercings. But I really, let me look at myself. I feel like it would look cute. A Medusa piercing, if you don't know, is it's the piercing like in your Cupid's bow, in between your top lip. Not in between, but like in the middle of your top lip, right above your lips. I think it would look cute, personally. But yeah. What else did I do this week? Let me look at my calendar and see what I did this week. I worked. Went to therapy 3 or 4 times this week. That was cool. Oh, I went to a rap party for this movie that I'm in called Ruthie Joins a Death Cult that they're editing currently. They're in post right now for it. So, you know, hopefully coming out soon. Or actually, they're going to do the festival circuit. So probably won't be like public for a while. But I wrote a theme song for a show in the movie. Like the main girl watches a show, like a Friends type 90s sitcom. And I wrote the theme song for that. And that was really fun. I really liked that. I'm really proud of it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. And then also I performed one of my songs in the movie. Like they were at a bar and I was in the bar singing. It was like background music. But anyway, so I went to a rap party for that. That was fun. We saw they played like a blooper reel, like a BTS reel thingy. It was like We Have Fun Here type reel. And it was cool. And then they had karaoke and I sang When Will My Life Begin from Tangled, the movie by Mandy Moore. And then, man, I need food so bad. And then I sang The Climb. But The Climb is too high for me right now with my voice being in recovery. But on the app where you could sign up, you could lower it. So I lowered it like 2 full steps. So it was more like, there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Instead of, there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Cause it's the climb. The chances I'm taking sometimes might knock me down. Is that the key? Wait, okay, let me actually try to get this. It's the climb. The chances I'm taking. Wait, what's the first lyrics? I may not. Is that the key? I'm scared to say it with confidence. There's always gonna be another mountain. It's a climb. It's a climb. I'm scared. Is it gonna be it? There's always gonna be another mountain. So it was even higher. I was like a half step off. Damn it. I knew that wasn't right. I wasn't confident. I wonder if I can get a different song though. Let's try Misery Business. But up, snare. I'm in the business of misery. Let's take her from the top. She's got a body like an hourglass. That was right. I don't mind spending every day. She will. She will be loved. Got that one right. She will be loved. Quiz me. What about, I'm sitting in a room made up of only big white walls, and in the halls there are people looking through. I'm sitting in a room. Fuck yeah, bitch. Ha ha ha. You thought I couldn't do it, but I did it. But yeah, rap party was fun. I've been streaming a little bit more. That's been fun. I already told you about camping. But I've been streaming more. That's been really fun. I don't get a ton of viewers. I average like, I don't know. I'm lucky if I average 4 or even 3. But sometimes I'd be averaging 2. Yeah, but that's been really fun. I stream making music, and I've done video games, and I've been doing a little bit more like IRL streams. That's been fun. And yeah, I just feel like that would be so fun. I want to get like an actual tripod to bring my phone around, and then also a battery pack. But I don't want to buy another battery pack because I have an iPhone 13 Pro and I want to upgrade to a 17 when I can. I can't right now. I can't right now because just money. But I don't want to invest more into this phone when I feel like I'm not going to have it for that much longer. Like, I'm hoping in the next 6 months or something I can upgrade. So we'll see. Feel like money is coming to me. I have consistent income at my part-time job. That's enough to cover my rent every month and a little bit more. And then anything else I get from social media and stuff is extra. But here's a question. Why do I have over 200,000 followers on Instagram and don't make money from social media, really? Like, I'll have a brand deal once every couple months. I'm with an agency, and I've been with them now for like 2 months. Not a single thing has happened. Not a single thing. But I did meet someone at a creators dinner thingy a couple weeks ago who is an agent at a really big agency. But she seemed cool and like hungry and like she gets shit done. And I was kind of eyeing her up a little bit. So either when my trial is done with this agency, if still nothing has happened, then I'll talk to her. Or I was thinking about maybe even ending the trial early. But I don't know if that's a little premature because it's like, you got to give them a chance. I don't want to just jump ship after 2 months. Like, if you really got to give it more time. But I just kind of feel like what's going on? It could be the time of year, but aren't there like summer campaigns and stuff coming up? I just feel like what's going on? I have 213,000 followers and decent engagement on Reels, at least. So what's the problem? Why am I not making money? Because I see people with like fucking $30,000 living off of their social media. I'm like, hello? Hello? What's wrong? What's wrong? Why is this not happening? You know, I used to live off of it, but what's going on? Now I have like twice as many followers. What's going on? It doesn't make sense. Whenever an agent or someone asks me how much money I'm making and then they like see my page or something, they're like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I know it doesn't. Everyone's like, your brand deals should be blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I know that. I've been posting a little bit more recently though. I've been more consistent the last couple weeks and been making more shit, and I'm proud of it. I feel like it's been going pretty well. So yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be the end of this portion on YouTube's. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And then I'm going to go on to the extended Patreon cut. If you want to see the extended version of Heb Hangs, then subscribe on Patreon, backdrop.fm. And then you get access not just to my show, but you get access to all of the shows on Backdrop FM. Like my friends who I just did the Obsessed live show about dogs. They have a podcast called Obsessed where they talk about their most recent obsessions. And it did the thing. They have a podcast. What the fuck? Hello? God. They have a podcast called Obsessed where they go over their most recent obsessions. Anyway, that's on Backdrop, so you'll get access to that as well. Awesome. Well, this has been real and fun. And I'm going to move on to the extended portion and answer some questions, but I feel like this has been a fun episode. Thank you very much for hanging. I really appreciate it.
Want more? Check out backdrop.fm for extended ad-free episodes, extras, and more. Thanks for listening.